Anybody can react. Not everybody can control themselves. Peace and blessings, family, friends, naysayers. My name is Leon Wheeler Jr., and this is Master Making Emotion, where I'm learning how to master myself and I'm teaching it while learning. Today we're going to talk about why emotional discipline is real strength. Reflecting back, I think about one time my father said to me that I wasn't emotional. He said that to me because I was talking about my sons and my perception of our family as being emotional individuals. That a lot of times we wore our feelings on our sleeves. And he told me that wasn't true. Excuse me. For me, I totally disagree. Unfortunately, well, I guess on some level, fortunate for me, to an extent, still definitely a crutch. I exhibit hostile mannerism because of my emotions. So a lot of times people, I guess, confuse my actions, which in my opinion, being honest, was emotional from anger. They looked at me as, as a bad individual, a bad kid. And I was. And that was my way of expressing my emotions. I clearly see it today. So when I talked to my father and he said I wasn't emotional, I was like totally dumbfounded to that. I was like, I don't get that. I totally disagree. I think again, we wear our emotions on our sleeves, me and my whole family. Why that is, no doubt conditioning. That's what we've been taught to do. And unfortunately, our exhibit of that, my family's for the most part, was, I guess, a destructive way of presenting it. And we did it to one another and whomever else that we were able to get away with for the most part. So thinking back, I say, well, I was emotional. However, my emotional response was again foul. So today, looking back, and I still see myself to be emotional, but we all are emotional. This is a part of our makeup. We're emotional beings. We're excited by what makes us happy, sad, and you know, so forth and so forth and so on. So these are the things, being emotional. Emotions is something. This is part of our makeup. But when you become over, I guess, exposed, or you allow your emotions to dictate your movement, your actions, then that's not good. You become a reactionary individual, and reacting is always a bad thing. Responding, taking the time, is another thing altogether. But reacting is a bad thing because it doesn't. It's impulsive. It's no thought in the process. It's just reacting. You just moving. No thoughts. Empty-minded, airheaded, for the most part. So today I'm taking up time and taking the time to look at when I find myself from an emotional standpoint is try to be strategic in applying or dealing with my emotions. So strategically, I'm looking at the scenario and saying, hey, this is how you deal with this because this is going to give you the best outcome, a better outcome than just being reactionary. So I'm doing the process. I'm going through the process. I'm going through the whole process of thinking before reacting. You know. And one of the key things that I think that we should always keep in consideration. I am definitely paying attention to all my triggers. What creates this split second reactionary emotional movement for me? What does it? A lot of times, so, and it could be, it's a lot of things. I'm not going to talk about them all. I'm just going to just say one for sure is feeling offended, feeling like someone is testing me, pushing my buttons. I react. And again, in the past, I was violent. A lot of that comes because I was not really taught how to be proactive, conflict. No, I never learned how, what they call today is conflict resolutions. I never knew how to deal with that. I just knew how to put the pressure on. When I was bad and I did something, I got my behind tapped. That's what they did. I mean, after the yelling and the hollering or whatever they did to me, I was reprimanded, and it was physical. So that's how I dealt with everything physically. I didn't know anything else. So now I'm identifying what makes me upset. What brings about that sadness or bring about that anger, that emotional standpoint where I'm angry? What's the triggers? And again, you look at the strategies. You come up with being strategic in dealing with those moments. Now, another thing that I do today that I'm implementing in my life, and I suggest that you do the same, is the pause. That's when the pause is really, really necessary. Being a very aggressive individual, I needed to find something to combat that because I'm still that same individual. That's why I created this channel. That's why I wrote the books that I wrote. That's why I'm doing the things that I'm doing because it's time for me to master myself. It's past time, but I'm on time because I'm doing it today. And not another day is going by without me concentrating on becoming the best human being that I can do. So that pause is very, 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 very necessary for me. And I'm practicing it. I'm practicing it. And I told you before that you can take a 3-second pause, 5-second pause, 10-second pause. It doesn't take long, but a pause is definitely necessary. It's needed. Because if I don't pause, I'm going to react from my conditioning of the past. And again, it's always been bad. It's been aggressive, it's been violent, it's been destructive. And not only for other individuals, but more so primarily for myself. Because I don't grow. I remain stuck in the mud, wallowing in the crap. And this isn't a life for anyone, especially once you make up your mind that you want better for yourself. When you decide that you want better and you know you deserve better and you know that you've been created to be better. When you know these things, you do better. And I'm at that point. I've been at that point, but I've been using excuses or not paying attention in totality to what's really, really important. So the pause. I'm pausing and I'm strategizing, coming up with plans that's going to best put me in the best possible position that I can be in instead of just being off of impulses, off of impulse, which is bad. It's terrible. One of the things that give me away, and a lot of my family members I've noticed, and a lot of people in general, is when you have no control over your facial expressions. So that's a part of the pause. I pause and I check myself, I correct myself, I reprimand myself, and I look for the solution. And with that pause, I can keep my face in line. You know what I'm saying? And it's something you need to practice. I guess on some level, I probably need to do more practice on probably just sitting in the mirror and saying things to myself that's not necessarily that should bring about a negative reaction and controlling it. Or just put yourself in certain circumstances where it's necessary. For me, myself, I don't particularly care for that. I think that for me, my best the solution that's best for me is to go under. Is to just do a lot of contemplating, a lot of meditating, praying, focusing on different outcomes. Not putting myself in a situation where I need to practice it. But if I find myself there, the pause is necessary so you can combat the aggressive mindset and control your face. Control your face. And that's important. These things are very, very important. So these are a few tactics that I'm doing to control myself emotionally. And it's a discipline. It's a training. And this is what masters do. This is what I know that I have to do because I am a master in the making. No doubt. This is my life. This is my goal. This is my pursuit. And I invite you. This is master making emotion. This is where I am becoming a master of me. And if you're on the same page, on the same pursuit of being the best that you can be, I suggest that you take out time and evaluate your triggers. Don't run from them. Sit in them. Evaluate them. Look at them. And let's come up with solutions that we can hold ourselves accountable for and do what's necessary to become the greatest individuals we can find them in our imagination. We just need to simply just be.